Thakur, and I am the Chief Operating Officer for IBC Media. Wanted to thank you for joining us today. Guys, attention please. We have Mr. Sameep Singhania. He is the co-founder of QuickSwap. Now, we have been talking about DEXs, different exchanges. So, QuickSwap is an exchange which I believe Sameep is on Polygon. Yep.
It's on Polygon.
Yep. And you guys understand Polygon, the layer solutions, right? So, Sameep will be going to be talking about DeFi, decentralized finance, and Oracle's specific, and of course, with his huge experience, what Sameep has, we could learn a lot from him.
It's all about DeFi. Okay, guys, I'll start. Let me quickly figure out how to just share my presentation over here. Okay, guys, so let's start, right? Before we get into DeFi and what is DeFi and what are oracles, what are DEXs and all that stuff, I think you guys have already been discussing about it, since the start of this, alt hack. So what is decentralization, right? And what does it mean, right? Because a lot of people think decentralization is here to literally kill all the centralized technologies, traditional finance, traditional supply chain, all traditional industries. But that's not true. That's not the purpose of decentralization, right? We all need to understand that decentralization is very much in sync with the human evolution, right? If you think from that perspective, you'll understand what decentralization is, right? The decentralization is not actually decentralization, is global. It's globalization, right? If you look at the human civilization, once it started, we were forest dwellers, right? We used to live all alone, right? Maybe with a partner, right? Male, female used to live together and they used to procreate. And then the society started growing up. Okay, now instead of just two people living together, we used to have families living in caves. Then those families, in next 1,000 years, they basically converted to society. Now it's a full family, not just, the husband, wife, their children, but their aunts, their grandfather, grandchildren, everyone living together, right? So that's how human evolution has happened, from one single person to 2% to a family, to a civilized society, then to a village, right? And then to districts, then to cities, then to countries, then to continents, and now global nation, right? So that's how human evolution is happening, right? We are moving towards a planetary civilization. That's going to happen maybe next 50 years, maybe next 100 years, or maybe another 200 years. But that's the ultimate goal. And that has been proven by European Union as well. If you look at the European Union, now it's a cluster of countries, right, which are working together. They have one single currency. They give you one single visa, right? So now they are acting as a one single entity, right, which is bigger than a country, right? So we are definitely moving towards that model, and decentralization basically enables that, because once you move toward that model, you need technologies, you need finance, you need supply chain, or any single domain to move towards that. You cannot have, for example, a country level finance, but you aim to become a planetary level civilization. If you go to European Union, you have one single currency, right? Because if you call yourself a union, you cannot have cannot have a different currency for France, different currency for Switzerland, different currency for other nations, right? You need to have one single currency, right? So that's what decentralization is. Decentralization is moving towards globalization, for a very layman term, right? For technically, it means if you remove all those intermediaries, you remove centralized point of layers, but those are technical terms, right? But how I see it is, it's it's in very much sync with how human evolution is happening, how humans are moving towards a planetary civilization, right? So that's what decentralization is, for a layman. Now, what is DeFi, right? So DeFi is just one facet of decentralization, finance, right? Because finance is what runs the planet, right? Because in these times, finance is everything, money is everything, right? So decentralized finance is, again, it's global finance, moving towards a global finance. Right now, we do not have global finance. India has its own financial system or financial economy. US has its own financial economy. India has INR, US has dollars. And let's assume, right, when you'll grow up, when you'll start working, guys, if you'll have to take a wire transfer from US to India, it takes 2-3 days. At a minimum 2-3 days. It can take more, right? It goes through multiple intermediaries. And even if one of the intermediaries has done something wrong, your money is stuck, right? And you won't be able to figure out what happened. Like it would take months, right? So that's the state of finance right now, right? Like if you have to globally transact with each other, it's a very painful process. So decentralized finance like is again to fix those points, right? But because again, the ultimate goal of human civilization is to move towards a planetary civilization, like to become a planetary civilization. A decentralized finance exactly does that, right? Basically enables the human civilization to move towards, like, to achieve that particular goal, right? Because now in DeFi, like Bitcoin is there. Like I personally think Bitcoin was the first DeFi application out there, because Bitcoin enables you to do a global payments with 10 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or 60 minutes. Like if you take 6 confirmations, right? So within 60 minutes, I can transfer money to someone sitting in US. Like that will take only 60 minutes if I use Bitcoin and if I'll wait for 6 confirmations, right? So like that's how fast it is. And it's becoming more fast with layer 2 solutions, with lightning networks, with side chains. It will take few seconds. That's it, right? So that's what decentralized finance, like in a nutshell, is like making finance more global, removing all intermediaries, removing single point of failure. Because when you remove that, then only you become a global or a planetary level civilization, right?